Ohayou gozaimasu. Yes, everyone, another video here from me, the Tokyo Real Estate Man. And I'm starting here on my Instagram today. Today's topic is a little lighter. It's going to be a little bit of a, I'm going to try to gamify it by having not chosen the property. But what's happening in the Tokyo marketplace right now, the properties that are sort of been renovated, or you'd say in Japanese, reform sumi. Sumi means finished. The ones that are already reformed, that's the word for renovated, they're the ones that move quickly. So what happens is that you can really get a good deal, or they're better deals when things are pretty well beaten up. But before you do that, I think you should really see. Let's have a look here. I've done a few videos like this before. If we come here, this is coming from my Instagram, by the way. If you're interested in a property in Tokyo, you can always DM me here. You can look at some of the stuff I've been saving lately on just the stuff that I save. The stuff I'm interested in, obviously. I thought about doing these two videos, so I want to do some renovation, a renovation video like this, because it's been on my mind. But also, I've been thinking about, I have an apartment where I'd like to put in one of these lofts. It's a 1 LDK, and I think that if it had a loft, it actually would be better. So I've been looking at these lofts myself, and I've constructed a loft before, but I'm interested in building one of these. So this is obviously not a apartment in Tokyo, but I don't like the ladder, so I do like how those stairs are set up there for the loft. So I'm kind of been studying one of these, and I'm gonna make one of these myself and put it into one of my units. And I like how these stairs went up. That's something I'm just personally looking at. Anyhow, Tokyo Real Estate Man, get back to what's at hand right here. And if you're gonna buy apartment in Japan, or a house or something like that, I think it's really good to look at what the really good designers are doing right now. This is one of them right here. If you were to follow, and I have no affiliation with them, this is one that's called 8 Design. This is a really cool look. It's a concrete building, so it's an apartment unit right now, and you can see what they've reshaped the Genkan right there. It's too big. I think it's like, maybe this is not a unit in Tokyo, and it's too big. But for me, the Genkan is too big. But you can see what's being done here. And it's really, I'll stop the video here, but I'll try to stop it at the most sort of useful point. And not yet. I'm sorry. Just wait a second. Okay, this is a very useful point. Okay, so what has been done here in the unit? I haven't looked at. They're just showing the Genkan right here, but they've basically stripped this unit out right to the ceiling. So we're guessing from the let's guess. There's different kind of size. Like, where I think you can do really well is if you can get where this, in the older buildings, let's say, for example, the ones that were done in the 80s and the 70s, you can get a unit where it's from ceiling to top, that might be 12 feet. And that is a really advantageous. What you can do is you can strip everything out, okay? And then you can build a flooring platform like that. And that's where depending, some of the stuff that they built, okay, all the piping was put into the concrete, and you don't have to do that. But usually, I'm guessing behind here, right, these pipes are going to be underneath this floor, right, which is really important for all the, it depends on the drainage system that you were given. But what they've done really well with this is they've raised the floor here above the plumbing. So all the plumbing is here underneath this floor, okay? And you see what they've done here to the electrical right here? They've brought in, so the bulk of the work that you have to do, okay, you don't have to do wallpaper, okay? They're using plywood right here. And plywood is very now material for younger people in Japan, okay? For old guys like me, or older of my demographic, I like this now plywood look right now. I really like it, but maybe for a more conservative family, they don't like this sort of now look. They want more just wallpaper and stuff like this. But the renovation like this is really cheap to do, okay? Because what you've done is you've taken all the sort of you're using all the space in the apartment, okay? And you're using these sort of, you see these bashira, or like these concrete columns right there, which are used again for, there's all steel, basically these are covered, there's all steel in here, okay? And they help strengthen the building, okay? All this become part of the design, and I really like the look of it, like when it's all exposed like this. And I've done this design in 3 of my apartments, so I've done exactly like this. The only thing that I would do different, that I do different, is I like to paint the concrete white, because what that does in my eyes is it moves the light around a little bit better than gray does. But I think it's done really well here. And then the wiring right here and the conduit ends up as a brilliant sort of way of decorating the space. So I really like, and this is a company called 8 Design. If you go to their Instagram, you can see what they do. But you can see right here that they're just stripping everything down to this base, really base space that you can turn into like almost a canvas. And I don't really think it's very hard to do. So I guess I could have kept the video moving there, but they've done, this is the other side of the Gencon right here, and this is done for their promotions and stuff like this. But this is a very typical 日本語でこれはおしゃれ. Oshare is like a very stylish sort of design. And I used to watch this in the deflation years of Japan, which was known as the lost decade. I would see this in retail design, and I would think I should bring it over to my apartments, and then I did. Like that, and it's a very easy design to do. You just strip everything off, and the biggest part of the job is junking everything away. And then well, obviously the floor is it's hard, like a very important thing to do. But this kind of shelving and stuff like this, when you have it stripped down, very easy to do. And then when you have the great, you don't have to use, this is a very sort of hard shaped, if you could get some of the stuff like they sell here in North America, they sell like more of a flexible piping like that for the conduit. That's a good one as well. But I've often thought that if you had just even great wiring and you put the wiring in there very nice, it would look nice too. You don't necessarily need to have the steel conduit. Anyhow, this is a really great Instagram right there. By the way, this is a client of mine who bought a house, okay, and then she was having trouble. This is her. Yeah, sorry. You see that? And then she was all worried about her tatami mats, because in this house, it's really right now. I should explain it to you first. It's really humid in Japan, and she was running all her humidifiers to sort of preserve this beautiful tatami room. And then she sealed it. And what it was the there was too much air coming into the tatami room. From the bottom of the house. This is on the first floor, and she sealed it all off, and I thought she did a really good job. And you can see what she did. She lined it all off, and she did all this herself, and now basically she's protected her tatami room. She did a really good job on it. Really proud of her. Okay, back to the subject at hand. Right here, this is one called Kao Kamo, and this is a real estate company, and they do designs and they purchase units. This is, again, is an apartment because you can see it's concrete right there, and they're doing a very similar thing that 8 Design does, and they're using the shape of the concrete. See how I said how it looks nicer when it's white? See how you use it with white and it spreads the light nicer? So, and I would think that Kao Kamo does a little bit more conservative of a design. In some ways, this has a better appeal, and I would say that obviously you have to do your own design, but this is a really smart design. And this company, Kaokama, is also a real estate agency, so they're always trying to move their product. Okay, so in a way, 8 Design is a little more oshare. Kaokama より8 Design はおしゃれだけど、Kaokama がやり方は販売の物件だったら売りやすい. Okay, so I just explained it there in Japanese. Okay, that this is a better if you want to move the unit. I would just say this is probably a little better, but I tend to like, I like this. There's nothing I don't like here. And you see, like doing this kind of tile and stuff like this, it's really easy. And you can actually go all the way up if you want it. And you just paint this wall really, and then 3 or 4 years from now, you want to change it. You could just change the color on it there. We can look through the other pictures. This is going to be a standard kitchen right there. Standard kitchen. And you see how I like the empty look of the kitchen. Looks really effective. Really, really like it. And there's the design right there. You can see, and then two bedrooms, smaller bedrooms, but a nice, beautiful balcony with this one. It's a really good unit, nice shape, good, yeah, for sure. It's probably already sold. Okay, and yeah, there you go. You see the obviously it's in Tokyo right there. I'm guessing it might be somewhere else that I don't know where it's from though. And then we'll go through the pictures right there. Yeah, it's really good. It's a really cool look. You know, they do these kind of things. Like, you know, they stage it like this, like with a hammock and stuff like that. Like this, I never really do that, but I'm not really aware of what younger Japanese people are into because I'm old. So, but maybe the hammock right now is kind of like a. It's so easy to do this design. It's really easy to do. And then the one expensive thing to do is the electrical. Like this kind of, so you wanted to, what did they do here? They stripped it all out. They just junked it all, okay? And then the last thing you want to do probably is, I don't know, which one would you do? Would probably do the floor before you do the kitchen, right? You're going to do the kitchen. But you want to paint everything first, so if there's any paint or stuff like that. I would strip it all out. I would paint it. Then after it was painted, I'd have the electrical come in, and then at the same time, I would have the tile done. I would probably have painted this wall before. But you see how all this color looks so beautiful? Look at this nice. The word for fan is senpuki, and yeah, this is really easy to do. See, these are rods, and these rods are going up into the concrete, and then you get these brackets, and you push them up in the concrete, and then you twist the rods in, okay, and then you hang this fan from the concrete ceiling. So it's just really easy to do. And then after that, you have to pay an electrician to do a beautiful job with your lighting and wiring, but that's not hard to do at all. And you could slowly do some of this work yourself if you're living in the unit. But yeah, this is a really great design, and it's really cost effective. This kind of door is expensive right there, but you can order all this kind of stuff in my Shibuya penthouse. I might just order some new doors for this one area that separates the room, because the doors that were put in there were put in probably the 1990s, and they look really dated, but everything's like a standard size, so you could probably update these doors too fairly easily. And even something like this is just a stock door with a stock door frame right now, and then the door frame, when you put it in, is all sort of adjustable, so it looks like an antique, but it's not. Okay, so Japanese design companies or like Linux, or what I mean is construction supply companies, they all do this right now. So what this one company does really well is they're very conscious about using these kind of windows. And what does it do? That's what's so good about the white, is that it spreads the light. Okay, it spreads the light, so like it makes these windows. This unit already has a great balcony shape in it, right? But it uses these windows right there to spread this light here into other rooms. But they're so good. See how they do these? You can learn a little bit about color too. You can learn. I would just try to copy a company like this, because they already have, like, you see the 3 color or 5 colors here that look really good. They just really do a really good job. This kind of hanging plant is very good always, and like this kind of color, you even see when I do like the thumbnails for the videos and stuff like that, I always tend to use like this kind of light blue and stuff like this. And I use a lot of grays right now, even in I think 2 of my apartments, or even here in my Vancouver apartment. This is all standard. This is all standard. So you just would order this, okay, for probably $4,000 or $5,000. You just stick it right in, and then you'd see a tile floor right there. It's always good to have tile in the kitchen. Always good. You don't want that water to leak or anything like that, which is the minus of a flooring and stuff like that. It leaks, but there's concrete underneath, so you're good. I don't know if you get this. Here, this was a really cool design I saw here. See how this is all raised up right here? This is all raised up, okay? And then I think this is the small room. Look at the beautiful lighting and the electrical they did here. Look at this. This is all storage. This is all storage right here. This is brilliant. It's a really brilliant idea. So by raising it up, you then have now sort of drawers right there. It's a really good idea. And then you're going to lose a little bit of your sort of volume in the room like that. But, you could just stick a little mattress right there, and those would be your drawers. It's not a bad idea. I don't know. I guess you could say that It's kind of tricky to use maybe, but I don't know. I think it's really good, really good. It's obviously this unit's going to move easy, but you can see this is sort of, we saw this in the other one too. Like people really like the open shelves right now. Like I here in my, I put them in my Vancouver unit like that. If you were to come in my Gencon, it sort of looks like this, exactly like this. So I like to do things my way, but at the same time too, like I have to admit, I'm a bit of a trend follower. I would watch this and I would try to follow this trend. See the way this glass though moves the light. Obviously there's light coming from above, but you want to use that light, and that's why I like the white design. They did use, this was framed with drywall though to make this closet, so there was probably a lack of closet space. Look at that, they have all these spoon, like these are all spools right there for like sewing and stuff like that. They're really masters at oh, and there's like this sort of promotion. Anyhow, that's the kind of thing about like property design. I'm definitely looking at this loft kind of stuff right now. What did we here? This is Tokyo Chikosetsu right there. There's always stuff I'm looking. This was city, Osaka city. There was a house there I'm looking at, but right now I'm studying a lot about design. We can look at one more little one right here to look at it. See, again from 8 Design, but you can see right here in this one they're using a lot of whites. It's very beautiful. This is old. This is from the 1970s, and they preserved it here. Okay, they preserved these sort of old 1980 windows and they move it through here. Very, very good designers here at this company. And they put a little sink in there. There you go. There's your drain trap right there. Your drain trap right there, so there's no smell coming up. That's why your pipes always have a curve in it. Yeah, done really well. And you can see they've just lifted up the floor here for the drainage and stuff like that. Open shelves with the closet right there. This is not hard to do. So you could come here to 8 Design and just look at their photos all day long and then study what they're doing, and then go away and then come back to it a few days later, look at it and study what they're doing. Okay, and then you can come up with your own ideas. But they're using all these called, like this is called muku, which is like a raw sort of wood. It's called the muku look in Japanese. And then there you go right there. This is cute. Oshare no wakai no ona. And it's really nice. And in the Gencon, there's a sink. This is the Gencon, or the entry. We'll keep going through the photos here. And then they keep. This is all 1980s windows. I think it is. But you know what? This could be like right now. They could be right now. Like I could have been wrong on this. This is so easy to do. I'm gonna put this in one of my units in Shibuya, right there. I'm just looking at this right now. Now that I saw this done, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. And this kind of work, this is so easy because you just have to stick the sink on the shelf, and then when the shelf gets old in 5 years, you just can get a new piece of wood. It's just great. And then beautiful tile. And are we going to go to the other rooms? Here's the other rooms right here. It's very, so this is what you want to do. You want to do, if you can position your design like this, okay, it's a beautiful design, and then you're always going to be able to sell your apartment. Yeah, there you go. There you go, right there. That is so it's a 300, this is a house, and 91 meters inside, and the lot right there is 307 meters. So I guess it's not in Tokyo. But yeah, you could just learn from this company. Just see what they're doing. I would just, like, these are the two companies that I always watch, and I just watch what they're doing. And like, I don't try to always be brilliant. Like why do I have to think I'm smarter than everybody else? Okay, there's the Instagram right there. I thought though that I should connect this to a property, because it's always good to connect it to a property. Okay, so here, this is in the Shibuya area, which is going to be always damn expensive. Let's move here to the north, or let's go let's going to go up toward like Shimokitazawa way. This is Shindaita. This is Shimokitazawa right there. This is, so we'll come in here. This is the Keio line right there, and this is the Odakyu line, and everything is crazy. Okay, what can we do? We could take the elevator one off, and then we might get a cheaper unit come into it here. And there, you see all these units here. Watch this. There's no elevator. There's this cheaper one does have an elevator, so that means this one's probably better in a way. Everything here is going to be over 30 meters. Okay, but watch this too. Like, this is everything. So any of these could be like a first floor unit. Okay, did we expand any size? Okay, so this is anything over the second floor. This might be a good one to look at. Let's have a look at this one right here. And then Chuko Mansion, and it's on the Odakyu line. Let's have a look. 31 meters. What's this blue one here? The cheapest one in the marketplace right here. Let's have a look. And this is 35 meters, and it's going to be Shoryuken though. I've marked off Shoryuken right here, so everything is going to be ownership. So let's have a look at it right there. And then I thought that we could look at it, being that it's a cheap one right now. I'm guessing that it's going to need to be refurbished. Okay, this is my guess. So we want to. The idea of this video is to look at some design stuff, but then functionally look. Oh, but maybe they did. They redid it already. They redid it already, but you can see that they did it. Like this company, Clover, they're gonna really always do it really boring. Okay, they're gonna do it really, really boring. But there's some similar things here. You see that the glass that they used here is spreading light into the Genkan. You see that they used a gray right there. They're using the UFO lights or the dome lights and stuff like that. These drive me crazy, right? Yeah, this is, and they're using like a standard kitchen, like. And this is a totally 1969 building right there, and this one is on the second floor right there. So that would be definitely the bottom of the market. Let's see if I can find one other one where we can see what it's like when it's old and ugly inside. This is Meidaima. It's a very big station that's on, this is the Keio line. This goes to Shinjuku right here, okay? And this is the Keio Inagashira line. Okay, yeah, it's a really, really busy station for both trains. Let's have a look at this one right here. And here's a 40 meter. It looks like they redid it in there. They redid it already. Let's, 40 meter unit for two. That's not a bad price. Okay, now this is a 51 meter unit for 2650 or Nissan Ropyaku Gojuman. So this means nothing's been done inside. It's just going to be terrible. So maybe we can look at it for an exercise of what we want to do. And this is a really good shape. This is a really good shape for how you want to redo things there. Can I read that right there? Mansion. I think it's going to be Kazuzumi and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Wazumi-en. Okay. And yeah, this is going to be terrible. But 1970, it doesn't look bad, the building, and it's on the fourth floor of 8. Okay, so this is exactly. Here we go. Did I get it right? There's the name right there. Izumi-en. Okay, so this is going to be Izu right there, and then this is Mi-en. Like Zumi is like a water spring, and En is like a garden and stuff like that. And I didn't know that you could say Izumi. I didn't know that. I thought this is Kazu or Wa. That's a good kanji right there. It means Japan. Wa, like Washoku. This kanji here means Japan, and then this means spring, and this means like a garden and stuff like that. Anyhow, let's see if this is all stuff done in the building. So like it's a terrible apartment, and that's why it's a 51 meter apartment for this price. So it's really worth. Oh, what do we got there? That's a Nissan NV350 right there. Okay, I sell real estate, but I also sell cars. And this is Daitabashi Eiki, which is on the Keio line. And you can see right there why I'm an investor in the Keio line. I own this stock, and I own the Tokyu stock. I love those two stocks, are my favorite. They're real estate or basically railroad companies, but you see that they're doing construction here. So another good way of like getting involved in Tokyo redevelopment is investing in real estate, or I mean, well, they are real estate, but railroad companies. Anyhow, we'll come up here. This is exactly what you want. And I would say that if you were to get something like this, okay, you could just, you have a budget of Nissan 250,000 Canadian dollars, okay, and then you need another $50,000 to do the full renovation. But then I would think that you could almost go, once everything's done and you did it really nice, you could go 2x on this one. I think you'd raise the value up to about $500,000. So it's interesting. I would just strip the whole thing out like that. But don't be too creative. Just and then do not bring your Western ideas into it. Okay, do not bring your Western ideas into it. You come here and you have a look at what Japanese companies are doing. Okay, So when we come here to, we just see we come here to 8 Design. Okay, come here to 8 Design. We can look at one more. Let's look at one more. Okay. Oh, by the way, see what they're doing? See what they're doing? Everything's being stripped down there. They don't do the construction. They're the salespeople and the designers, right? But you can see totally what they're doing. Okay. So come to like 8 Design or Kao Kamo. Okay. Just copy them here and then study what these companies are doing. And you want to bring, look at this. This is really done really, really well. Okay. Look at this. Go through the pictures right here. You can see all through everything that they do, everything really well. And just study what these companies do. And if you do, why they're successful is their design techniques are very good, but they're very cost effective. Okay, so their economy for what they do is very, very good. But study what they do and don't bring, like I would say, don't bring your Western ideas into it. Obviously it's the same kind of thing. I get it, but just look what Japanese companies are doing. So what you do has Japanese appeal, because if you buy an apartment here, the one that we looked at here in Shindaita, for example, you want it to have, if you want to leave Tokyo or move from Tokyo, you want it to have an appeal that's going to have it for the broader Japanese marketplace. Okay, that's the idea with it. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. If you're interested in a one of these properties or a property in Tokyo, okay, you can talk. That last was pretty good property today. I think I covered a good one here today. You can come to my Instagram right there. I do have a website of the very same name. That's why I set it up like this. Okay, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. I think it's the same name as the channel, right? So same name. Okay, I did it all the same. So even I can't screw that up. You can go there. There's the contact box there. Okay, thank you for taking the time to watch another video from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるありがとうございます。これからよろしくお願いします。今日の動画はもう終わり。